Hi everyone, welcome back to Parquet, episode 20, and hopefully this will be the last episode for the main route. So what's happening is that Tsubasa is working on a plan to remove herself from the world and return the body to Rino. So Tsubasa felt that I was sacrificing Rino just so that I could live longer, and it's not right. So I'll just go with, well, I'm already dead. So my old body died a long time ago. But for Rino, it's like, well, I didn't really care about my life at first, but regardless, I still want to have Tsubasa on my side. So even though we can't see each other, I like having a friend and company. And for Kanato, he wants to continue a life with both Rino and Tsubasa. So it looks like Kanato is looking for some solution so that Tsubasa won't have to erase herself from the world. So right now, Kanato is at the Hashihime laboratory and he finds this person. And it looks like he was one of Hashihime's accomplices. So let's see what he has to say. Okay, so he has a messy gray hair and a slight stubble. He's wearing a white coat and has a slender build, pretty much a picturesque researcher. And the man simply slumps down, his back against the wall. Perhaps he just gave up. Wait, so you're the one who's working with her, right? Can't give answer. So, Hashihime-san is not the one who was experimenting with visual feedback tampering in the hostess club. So it was you, right? The question elicits a clear reaction out of this man. And he glares up at me from below. So, who the hell are you? I could ask you the very same question. And how are you related to Hashihime-san? And so why do you work for her? So were you tired of lies like her? Do you want to see people's true colors? Well, I doubt that. So I have no connection with that lady. Then why do you work with her? Because... And suddenly, something else becomes suffused in his glare. A shade of doubt. Well, I don't know you. I truly have no idea what he's saying. But he does not relent. Wait, so I've seen you before. So you are very familiar. So you must be, wait, so he's not talking to me. He's probably the type who talks to themselves to organize their thoughts. And he keeps whispering to himself, seemingly closing in on a memory. And then... Wait, I know. An almost silent gasp leaves his mouth. Wait, so you're IV-203? Wait, IV?
間違いない IV203 だ
Yes, you are that person.
そうマジかまさか本当に目覚めたってのか
Wait, I what? So, wait a minute. And are you one of those researchers who who worked on that whole genius project?
マジかよマジで目覚めやがった
Yes, so it worked.
いつだいつ目覚めたどうやって何があった
Well, I'm at a loss for words. But the man seems beyond elated at this revelation. Actually, wait a second. So didn't all the researchers go missing? Or also one was confirmed dead.
よく知ってるなだが行方不明じゃない
So they are not missing.
さっき言いかけたことだが殺されたんだあの女に
So what happened was that Hashihime killed all of them. Wait, so why would she do that?
秘密を漏らさせないためだ
To protect secrets.
俺たちの研究は優秀な記憶を集めて天才を作り出すことだが失敗続きで行き詰まっていた
So basically, this project kept failing.
移植技術ではなく器に問題があるんじゃないかなんて考えもしてな
And maybe the dolls were bad.
性別年齢いろんな人間で試してみたそれでも失敗続きだった
So we tried many variables, so genders, ages, backgrounds.
そんな時にあの女が現れた
And then that woman came along.
人格の移植に協力してもらえないかな。
あの女は移植に関する研究データを持っていた
Oh, okay.
なぜそんなものを持っていたのかまでは知らないが俺たちはその研究データに興味を抱いたこっちにも役立つかもしれないからなそして協力し移植実験は成功した
So that lady helped us make grafting successful. Okay.
そうさ人格の移植という大業を俺たちは世界で初めて成し遂げたんだ
So we were the ones who made personality grafting successful.
おかげでこっちの研究も進展したお前が目覚めたのもあの移植実験があったからだぜ IV203
And you are the product of our research, IV203. Well, to be honest, I feel a certain aversion every time he calls me that. But I don't want to interrupt his long-winded speech. And I don't want this man calling me by my real name either. So it's disgusting if he calls me by my actual name instead of IV203.
問題はこの先だしばらくして俺たちはこの結果を公表しようとしたこの実験結果があれば金を手に入れられるのは間違いなかったからな
So what happened next?
倫理的にどうであろうと権力者が好きそうな研究だだがあの女は言った
公表？バカを言わないでよ。そんなつまらないことのために彼女を移植したわけじゃない。これから彼女が見せてくれる顔に比べたら、お金なんてさまつなことさ。
So I don't care about making money from this.
全く意味がわからなかったイカれてるとしか思わなかった俺だけじゃない全員がそう考えていたそしたらあいつは自分の邪魔になるからって
So she killed them. So basically, you guys disagree with Hashihime-san, and she decided to use her powerful right arm and beat all of you to death.
だからあの女はイカれてるんだよ
And why are you alive then?
俺は賛同してみせた
Because I joined her, so I was like her lapdog.
笑顔なんて嘘だ嘘は嫌いだ誰もが本当の顔を隠してるってな
So he found some way to get on Hashihime's good side.
とはいえ自由ってわけでもない。秘密を知る人間を放置はできないって監視下に置かれたのさ。
But I'm sure it's better than being killed. And then, what about me?
俺が一人で継続できるものでもない。研究は破棄するしかなかった。だが捨てるのももったいない。だから売ったのさ。似たような研究をしてる連中に。
And that's when he sold IV-203 to Ibuki. And that explains a lot.
そこからはあの女の言いなりだ。義手の研究やら悪趣味な覗きの手伝いやら。あいつが持ってた研究データを好きに利用できるのは面白かったけどな。ああ、質問に答えてなかったな。
So, I did not answer your question, right?
そうだよ。視覚情報の置き換えは俺が作ったものだ。あいつの研究データを元にしてな。
So yes, I was the person who made the hacking system for BMIs. And why would you sell that to a hostess club?
大量のデータが手に入る。その上、向こうが金を払ってくれるんだ。
So one, more data, and two, money.
一石二鳥だったよ。しかし、本当に目覚めるとは、もったいないことをしたな、畜生。だが、あのまま放置してても目覚めたとは思えない。おい、IV-203、お前はどうやって目覚めた？知ってることを教えてくれよ。
IV-203, how did you wake up? So tell me everything. Okay, let's make a deal. So you tell me about the personality grafting experiment, and I'll tell you what you want. So how I came to life.
知らないな。相手の名前も年齢もあの女が隠してた。
So I don't know. That lady has all the information.
監視下に置かれた後も人格の移植の研究を続ける必要はないと禁忌扱いだ。
And told me that's all I need to know.
答えられることは何もない。
So she did have a collaborator, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he has the information I need. But still, I never expected that I would meet one of those people who created me. But I have even more questions. But there's something I need to prioritize over that. So making Ibaraki-san's wish come true, and fixing Kiro-san's predicament. And to the end...
それよりもお前のことだ、IV-203。
Okay, so now you give your side of the bargain.
なあ、教えてくれよ。いつ目覚めたんだ？何か目覚めるきっかけや変化があったはずだ。早く教えろよ。
Well, shut up. So I'm thinking right now.
お前が代わりに答えろって言ったんだろうが、IV-203。
Come on, so... Hey, so stop calling me that. So I don't like IV-203. I am, Okay, so I swallowed down my words. Wait.
俺は？
Okay, I am IV-203.
そうだよ、それがどうした？
Yeah, and? I was assigned a number, which means there are more, and we are distinguished by numbers. So I was born from experiment. My body was also created and grown from experiments.
ああ、そうさ。意識が芽生える前の肉体が必要だったからな。
Yes.
培養期と投薬によって設定した年齢にまで成長を促した。
And if I was the only one, there would be no need for numbers. Which means that, So were there any experimental bodies created other than me?
はあ？何言ってるんだ？
Wait, are you crazy?
当たり前だ。一例だけで済ませられるか。
So obviously, yes.
さっきも言っただろう。性別年齢問わずいろんな人間で試したと。ああ、そうだ、思い出した。HC101 ってのが。
Okay, so there is HC101. And before he can finish, I grabbed the man by the lapel of his shirt and raised him. Oh, so there is another body.
おい、なんだ、なんだよ。
And it's best if Kanato lets this researcher loose a little bit. So tell me
何をだよ。
everything. So the results of your research, who you sold it to, and I want to know it all.
Parquet.
Okay, so going to Rino or Tsubasa, I wake up on the bed like always, and the body feels just fine, and she must have gotten enough sleep. So it's January, and it's fairly chilly, but that doesn't mean also seem to have affected my health. And the weather is nice, and this will be the last time I see it. It's been 1 week, and I've completed the program. And I'm still determined to go through with it. I'm okay. Alright, so let's do this. And the first thing I do on my last day is check the message she left me.
おはよう、翼さん。今日は特に報告すべきことはない。平穏無事な一日だったよ。
But
今日はちょっと話に付き合ってもらえるかな。今までずっと避けてきたけど、私も翼さんに伝えなきゃいけないことがある。私、本当は知ってた。実験の結果次第で私の意識は消えてしまうかもしれないってこと。
so basically, I knew the risks beforehand.
知った上で私は実験を受けた。
There you go.
体を奪われてもいいやって思ってたから。だから翼さんが謝る必要はない。謝るのは私の方。今まで黙ってて本当にごめん。
So,
ごめんなさい。
sorry.
原因って言うなら気軽に引き受けた私に問題がある。私はね、翼さんにならこの体をあげてもいい、そう思ってた。ごめん、今わざとひどいこと言った。嘘じゃないけどそれは昔の気持ちなの。私はもう体をあげてもいいとは思ってない。だってそんなことしたら私は翼さんに会えなくなる。私は翼さんに会いたい。翼さんのおかげで私の世界は変わった。私は今翼さんに会いたい。お礼を直接言いたい。幸せだって直接伝えたい。だから私は翼さんに会いたい。私にとって翼さんは大切な家族だから。
So basically, Rino is trying to convince Tsubasa not to erase herself. And that's where the message ends. I never thought she would say such a thing. And why would she ever say she wants to see me? So, me, family? And it hurts. It feels like a stake is being thrusted into my heart. And I thought I was prepared. I thought I was ready to go through with it. But the tears don't stop coming. And push comes to shove, and all those emotions are making me burst at the seams.
そっか。僕にも家族や友達がいるのか。
So, Rino sees Tsubasa as family, so it's more than just a friend. I receive more than I ever could have asked for. And never did I think this happiness would be given to me.
今度は逃げなくても済みそうだ。
and I wipe my tears and raise my face, and then I open the room's door and walk out. Okay, so I'll hold off on the erasure for now. Okay, so for Kanato, I pour myself some hot tea, and drinking it revigorates my whole body, and I've been feeling especially cold lately. So, is it because lack of sleep? Or maybe stress? Either way, my mind feels dull and heavy, and I happen to check the news on my phone and see something. Oh, so a headline that reads, "Accomplice Arrested." It's an article reporting that the researcher who worked with Hashihime-san has also been arrested. It didn't even take the whole night for the man to tell me everything I need to know. And so when I was done with him, I was unsure of what to do next. And soon after, the police showed up. Apparently, their investigation also led them to believe that Hashihime-san could not possibly be working alone. And I decided to leave him tied there and let the police take care of it. Well, I'm glad I realized it first, so that I could get more information. Like with Hashihime-san, I used my soul expansion and kept him from talking about me and his old research. And I should not have to worry about this. But the only concern I have is that, so it's up to Kido-san now. It should be about time for her to wake up. And did she watch Ibaraki-san's message? I look up at the second floor, the expectation outweighing my growing fatigue. And then the door opens.
Ohayo, Ibuki-kun.
And she greets me with a bright smile on her face. Her tone sounds a bit cheerier than usual, unless I'm imagining things. Morning?
なんだか顔色が良くないようにも見えるけど。
So, is everything okay?
ちゃんと寝てる?
No, not really. So, I've just been busy. Well, I'm fine though. I finished what I was doing.
そうだね。
Okay? And I finally prepared everything.
準備って何？俺何か約束してたっけ?
So, what's up? There's something I need to show you, so come with me. Huh?
ちょっと、Ibuki-kun.
So, what is it? So, wait a minute, Ibuki-kun. I grab her arm and drag her around with me.
そんなに急いで一体どこに?
And I keep walking to the station without giving her an answer.
待って.
Come on, so just tell me. Obviously bewildered, she tears herself up, from my grip.
一体どこに行くつもりなのかちゃんと説明してくれないと困る.
Come on, so I demand an explanation.
知ってるだろ僕には重要な予定があるんだから.
Well, I want you to cancel that. Permanently, as a matter of fact. So I don't want you to erase yourself.
どうして? リノ君もイブキ君もそんなこと.
So why are you both doing this to me?
言っただろ今の状況がこのまま続く保証はどこにもない.
But this must end. I remember, yes.
だったらそんなことどうして?
She snaps back at me, but I notice she's trying to convince herself as much as possible. I keep my tone calm and leveled. Well, I found a way, so I have a better solution. A way to solve things.
ないよそんなの.
There's no solution. But there is. And it does not involve you existing within Ibaraki-san's body. So there is another way, and it's very simple. So all we have to do is get you a new body.
そんなの何の解決にもなってない。
But it won't work.
リノ君の代わりに別の誰かを犠牲にするってことじゃないか。
So, another human? No, just listen. So we can't get you a body with no consciousness, and no one has to be sacrificed. And her glare seems almost strong enough to punch holes into my face.
そんな体があるわけ。
But her anger disperses as fast as it gathered, and her eyes bulge out as the meaning of my words dawn on her. So, remember, my body was created through experimentation. A body with no consciousness, so memories can be grafted onto it with no negative repercussions.
つまり意識のない体っていうのは。
So basically, this body is also like a doll, like how it was in the beginning. Yep, and there are other bodies like mine, so I'm not the only one.
いやでもそうだとしてもそんな都合よく。
But it won't work. Well, I found one. So I found a body. So that day, I pursued the people who bought the research from the man and follow up. And though I could not have done it alone, although I was hesitant to involve her, I had Miyoshi-san help.
はい、まあやってはみますが。
So I'm thinking that this body also got sold to Ibuki.
一応言っておきますが、私って探偵じゃないですからね。
So I'm just a secretary.
あまり期待しないでください。
So my chances of success are low. So she said, but I know how capable she was. Not only as a secretary, but at searching for things. And thanks to her help, I was able to find the body of HC-101. And fortunately, HC-101 had not woken up. It must have been a real hassle for the owners to handle a pretty much comatose body. I assumed that was the case from the expedients they gave to the transferring process. So I can't do anything other than this. I need a knowledge to graft a personality. I was born from an amalgamation of memories, and to regraft Kido-san's personality, or Kido Tsubasa, we need her expertise on this matter. So I won't leave it all to you, of course. I'll do anything to avoid losing my precious friend.
それは。
But, so please come with me. I want to make many more memories together. Not just the two of us. Me, you, and Ibaraki-san. I want to experience all sorts of things together as a trio. So please come with me. Things don't have to end here. I extend the same hand she shook off just now, so I'm sure you watched her message this morning. You know how she feels, right? So Kido-san is slow to react. Maybe this is a little too much to take in at once. And she just stares at my hand for a moment. Well, you don't have to stay with me if you don't want to. As long as you choose to live out your life, that's enough for me. And then she takes a deep breath, and then she finally answers.
嫌だよ。そんなの。僕だって一緒がいい。3人で過ごしたいと思ってる。
So I too want to be together.
嬉しかった。伊吹くんに友達だと言ってもらえて、リノくんに家族だと言ってもらえて、あの時病気で衰弱する僕には何もなかった。でも今は友達がいる、家族がいる。十分幸せだ。僕なんかにはもったいないくらい幸せだ。なのにもっと欲しいんだ。もっともっとこの幸せを増やしたいって思ってしまう。僕は本当に意地汚い人間だ。
And she mutters to herself and chuckles. And here comes the self-derision again. Well, that's fine. Me and Ibaraki-san want the same. We want to be even happier, and for that, we need you with us. And that's why we choose you, and there's no us without you in it.
またとんでもない迷惑をかけるかもしれない。
Well, that's fine. So we can think of a solution together.
僕は意地汚い。すぐに逃げようとする最低の人間だ。
And you're also the person who saved me, an important friend. You're also Ibaraki-san's family.
そう言ってもらえるのは嬉しい。でもわからないんだ。何を選べばいいのか。どれを選んだとしても結局後悔してしまうんじゃないかって。
And you may end up feeling a massive regret after this, but I can't guarantee that you won't ever look back and wish you did not do some things. Honestly, I think everyone has regrets. But still, I doubt those regrets will be over what you've done now, and they won't be the same regrets you are currently suffering from, and you won't have to deal with them alone. You can experience those new regrets alongside us.
初めて聞いたよ、そんな誘い文句。
Well, that sounds lame.
でもとても魅力的に聞こえるのはどうしてだろう。
And then she chuckles. It's not the same sad smile, it's more meaningful somehow. And while she seems to be on the verge of tears, there's nothing sorrowful about her expression.
僕も一緒に言いたい。伊吹くんとリノくんと友達だから、家族だから、失いたくなんてない。
I know. And then she finally takes my hand. She holds it strongly with both hands, and I can truly feel her wish to stay and not let go.
今のこの幸せを捨てるなんて嫌だ。
And then let's go then. I grip her hand back and we start walking, and this time there's no resistance from her. She's not being dragged anymore. She's moving forward with her own 2 feet.
パルケ。
And finally, the big day is here. So in the end, Tsubasa agreed to the grafting.
眩しい。
So I wonder how successful this grafting was. So now Rino's out, and Ibaraki-san squints from the noon sunlight. So it's been the first time in many years for Rino to walk out during the day. So still not used to it?
翼さんがお昼に行動してたんだから、 目に問題があるわけじゃないと思う。
Well, my eyes should work just fine.
精神的になのかな。太陽ってこんなに眩しかったんだ。
That's true.
それに暖かい。
And it's warm. So, you still prefer night?
どうかな。どっちがいいとかそういうものじゃないでしょ。
Well, back then, I had no choice, so I guess not.
でも悪い気はしないかな。
But now I have a choice. She has a peppy spring to her steps, in evident contrast to the complaining, and it must feel good to walk under the sun after so long. But Rino needs time to get used to it. So she stretches out placidly under the sunlight, and this is her first time I've seen since we met. And imagine that Ibuki Rino out and about during the day, which means that Kido-san is no longer within her body. Okay, so to explain, we need to go back to the day she took my hand. We head straight to the Ibuki company laboratory and start preparing for the grafting, and it didn't take much time or effort, surprisingly. She had already recovered all the necessary memories and data, and her new physical body was already ready to go as well. So all we had to do was to graft her onto it. And both her personality and her memories. And with that, Ibaraki-san would gain full control of her body again. Everything went swimmingly. We didn't encounter any problems during the process. But the only thing to note would be the fact that Kido-san didn't immediately wake up. But that does not mean the experiment failed. So until the memories settle into your new brain, it'll keep organizing them and, acclimate itself. And that's what Kido-san said would happen at least.
にしてもびっくりしましたよ。
So it takes time for Tsubasa Kido to get used to your new body.
いきなり自分と同じように売られた体を探せと言われて、しかも移植の実験を行いたいとまで。
So that was quite surprising. Well, it's a long story.
でしょうね。
I bet. I can't give all the details, but this is very important. Both for me and my friends.
別に構いませんよ。
Well, that's okay.
世の中知らない方がいいこともたくさんありますから。
That's true.
ただ、一つ質問してもいいですか？
So depends on what it is.
この部屋を出ていくとき、何やら恥ずかしいことを言ってましたが。
Okay, so the one question from the beginning.
答えって出ましたか？
So what is happiness? So, did you find your answer? Ah, okay. Okay, so what does it mean to be human? I remember asking that. Oh, good question. Well, I think what I learned is that there's no clear answer to that. Okay.
でしょうね。
So, yep. But, well, I suppose everyone makes mistakes and everyone has their fair share of regrets. I wondered for a while if life was just suffering. But there are lots of fun parts to it as well. And there are always people willing to help you. That's true. So life is about fun and those people. And it's important to go out, make the effort to find those things, I suppose.
相変わらず何の恥ずかしげもなく。
And it kind of feels embarrassing.
でも真面目な顔でそれだけ言えるなら、この部屋を出た価値はあったってことなんでしょうね。
But I suppose that leaving this room was the right choice for you from the start. Yes. And I have no complaints about my time in this room, but I would have never felt truly happy and fulfilled by staying in this. So it was Iraki-san and Kido-san who taught me that. Full of gratitude, I looked down at the sleeping Kido-san, and I hope she wakes up soon. I want to start making memories together as soon as possible, now that they are officially a group of 3. And yesterday, I finally got the word that she woke up. Okay, so how are you feeling? All good?
特に問題はないよ。
I'm okay.
毎日朝も起きれてる。不意に眠気に襲われるようなこともない。
And it looks like I'll get used to this new normal life.
覚えのない翼さんの記憶を思い出したりもしない。
Alright, that's good.
私のことより翼さんのこと。
But what about you?
そろそろ約束の時間でしょ？
Oh, so is it about time? I believe so. And maybe she's coming on the next train.
そう。わかった。
Okay, I get it.
それで、今更だけど、翼さんどんな感じだった？
What do you mean?
私が無理やりお願いしたことだし、もしかして怒ってたりとか。
So is she mad at me? Well, I think it's a bit late to worry.
それはそうだけど、
But still,
あったらまず謝った方がいいのかなとか、いろいろ悩んでる。
but it's going to feel awkward when we do meet in person. Well, what can I do to reassure her? And before I can't come up with an answer to that, a flood of people pour out from the station gates. And among them, I spy a familiar face. Okay, so no need to feel nervous. And just act naturally. Huh? And then I gently push her back. Wait, huh? And she stumbles a few steps forward. And she stops right in front of a certain someone. And her getup and the way she carries herself exudes grace. Her hair is bright and glimmers under each sun. Oh, so the sun. And her expression is a mix of bashfulness and anxiousness. So this is the Tsubasa that was living inside you.
はじめまして、木戸翼です。はじめまして、茨城リノです。ようやく会えたね。
And their hairstyles and outfits are polar opposites. But on closer inspection, their features are eerily similar, like twin sisters.
今までずっとありがとう。僕のことを助けてくれて。翼さんなの？
So, is it really you? Tsubasa-san? Yes.
でもその姿。
Kiyo-san looks no different than she did back when she was occupying Iraki-san's body. And she's understandably astounded. So HC-101 turned out to be a body clone made from Iraki-san's somatic cells. And we try all kinds of ages and genders, no restrictions. Okay. It appears that the lack of restrictions extended to using genetical data of a girl that they grafted a personality onto.
いや、そんなのどうでもいい。
Well, it doesn't matter. Iraki-san shakes her head and probably expelling all the superfluous questions in her head.
私翼さんにずっと会いたかった。僕もリノ君に会いたかった。
And their eyes lock together. And suddenly tears roll down Iraki-san's face.
なんでだろう。なんか涙が。
Kida-san takes a step forward and wraps her arms around her. And then she gently strokes her back. And it's like watching a mother comforting her child.
ごめん。全部僕のせいだね。
So,
ごめん。
I'm sorry for everything that happened.
違う。私が考えの足りない人間だったから。
But for me, it was a blessing in disguise.
でもおかげで翼さんと出会えた。
Because I was able to meet you in the end.
翼さんのおかげで楽しいって思えるようになった。だからありがとう。今まで私と一緒にいてくれてありがとう。私の人生を変えてくれてありがとう。お礼を言わなきゃいけないのは僕だ。ありがとう。僕の間違いを許してくれて、僕のこと家族だって言ってくれてありがとう。
So I'm happy that you call me as family.
僕のことを必要としてくれて本当にありがとう。
And the two of them engage in a loving embrace. They grip each other strongly, savoring the physical connection they were never able to have.
こんな僕だけど一緒にいていいかな。いいに決まってる。私は翼さんと一緒に楽しい思い出を作っていきたい。だって私の家族だから。
And they're both in tears now.
ありがとう。本当にありがとう。僕にとってもリノ君は大切な家族だよ。
And the two stand there in their embrace, tears spilling out their eyes, and confirming that they are each real, telling one another that they are no longer alone.
これからもずっとよろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
Okay, so this is the credits for Parquet, and I'm gonna skip this, and we'll see what happens in the epilogue for the main route. So what happened now that Kido, or actually Tsubasa and Rino, each have their own body. So, hold for a minute. Okay, so we're at the epilogue for Parquet. So pretty much a happy ending for all three people, Kanato, Tsubasa, and Rino. So let's see what happens now that Rino can also enjoy the daylight hours like Tsubasa has always been able to. I wake up, my gaze meeting the usual ceiling, and I think I slept well. I get out of my sleeping bag feeling remarkably refreshed. I stretch my limbs and take a look outside. So it's a lovely day, and the hue of the sky is turning lighter with each passing day, and it's not just my imagination. And the humidity level is increasing. Ooh, so it's getting pretty warm. So we're now in spring. And it's too hot for my winter sleeping bag. So I'm sure at this point, Kanato has... Oh, so he needs to buy a new sleeping bag for summer. Or maybe I can even upgrade to a bed. I'm sure that's where he should be heading for, so it'll be more comfortable. So anyways, I put away my sleeping bag, dreaming of a better sleeping space. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, and brewed some tea. And until not too long ago, I dread the little bite of cold each morning when I grip the handle of my mug. But now, not so. So, spring, it's warm. There you go. So, spring is here. And the cycle of the seasons is truly a wondrous thing. So, after that day, we started living together. Of course, we were already well acquainted before that. And the warehouse is big enough to house all of us. So honestly speaking, not much changed. But for Rino, at least it means more company. Though it is a bit more awkward with the three of us being together. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. So given how emotional their reunion was, I guess it's no surprise that the two of them got a little bashful around one another. And there was a lot of crying and promising on that after all. And they might just be in the process of gauging their relationship. So what to talk about and how to interact. And that's what I think at least. Alright, so I better go wake them up. And washing my cup can come later. I put it in the sink and head upstairs. And then I rap on the door to the room a couple of times. So morning! I call through the door to no response. Well, I guess I should have known. And they would come down if they were awake. Okay, I'm coming in. And the room is unlocked. So is it proof that they trust me now? Or maybe they stopped caring? Okay, so it's time to wake up. And I can't sleep until noon. I call out to both of them. And there they are. So with that awkwardness I referred to between the two of them was only during the remainder of winter. And it's been a few months since then, and it's already spring. But we're sleepy. And now they're so chummy that they sleep together in that cramped bed of theirs. And it sure looks like they managed to sleep peacefully. So, breakfast? So basically, Tsubasa is dreaming of eating stuff, while Rino hates how the boss, so Aya, basically nudges against her. Well, someone's definitely biting her. So, more food! And watching them warms my heart. I would never get tired of this. They truly look like a pair of sisters. Though, genetically, they're more or less the same person. And they both have trouble waking up in the morning, and maybe that's part of their genes. Such idle thoughts cross my mind. It's so strange, they never had any trouble getting up before all this. and the personality switch must have forced them to awake when it was time. And it turns out neither of them are really that good at getting up early. Okay, just get up.
おはよう、イブキ君。もう朝。
Wait, it's morning? Sure is.
そう。おはよう。
Okay, good morning. Come on, so rise and shine. And it's a beautiful day.
本当だ。あったかい。腰が痛い。
Kira-san nuzzles her cheek against Iraki-san's, and this is what the typical morning is like for them. Are they going to keep doing this into summer? I can't imagine it would feel nice to be glued together like this in the sweltering summer heat. Come on, so it's time to go. Get up.
今日は休みだし。
But it's the weekend. Yeah, but we're going to see the flowers, right? We'll have to wait until next year if we or you two don't get up.
花見。
Oh,
そうだ。
so it's
花見。
today. Iraki-san finally opens her eyes. So the weather is nice and it's a perfect day to go outside.
翼さん、いつまでも抱きついてないで。
Okay,
そろそろ起きて。
you too.
おはよう。だから噛むな。
Hey, don't bite me.
いや、ごめん。寝ぼけてたからさ。
Sorry, I was asleep.
寝ぼけてたからってなんで噛むの？
So why do you bite me?
お腹空いてるから？
Because I'm hungry?
あと、リノくんはいい匂いがするんだよね。だから食べたくなるのかも。もしかして、臭いの？
Wait,
私、
so I smell good?
臭いなんて言ってない。
So Iraki-san sniffs at herself just in case.
あくまでいい匂いがするってだけ。臭くないよ。ね、イブキくん。
Well, the bed did have a nice scent when I slept in it back in January.
だからキモいこと言う
Hey,
な。
so bad comment. Ouch. She lands a good punch on my flank. It's not as painful as it sounds, but it still rips a small groan out of me. Well, I'm not messing with you.
本心なら何を言ってもいいわけじゃない。
So don't make me embarrassed. Fair point.
ま、イブキくんのそういうところ、今さら気にしても仕方ないけど。
And it's a little sad how you treat me as a lost cause.
指摘して治るようならすでに治ってる。
Well, true.
あっさり納得しちゃったよ。
So you admit so. I mean, I know it can't be crass. I can't be crass. And Ibaraki-san is right, so I can't seem to fix it.
リノくん、イブキくんに対しては結構辛辣？
So be gentle to him, Rino-kun. Does this mean she hates me?
そんなことは全然。まったくこれっぽっちもないけど。私の願いを叶えてちゃんと助けてくれて、むしろ感謝してる。お？願いって助けって
Wait,
何の話？
so what wish?
それは気にしなくていい。
Well, that's secret.
それよりも新しくベッドを買った方がいいのかも。
Okay, that's true.
リノくん、話をそらそうとしたね。
Come on, so I want to hear the story.
ちょっと何を言っているのかわからないですね。イブキくんは分かってるんだよね。何の話か。
kind of,
二人だけの秘密ってわけだ。
So you're keeping secrets, right? Well, it's not what you think it is. I can't ignore Ibaraki-san's response and run my mouth. At least, I think I normally would just say the truth. So it's all past.
やっぱり二人だけの秘密だ。
She may be miffed, but she's not the one to hold a grudge. And all she does is glare at us. However, she quickly shakes her head and the tension in the air dispels.
まあいいけどね。僕にだってあるから。
So at least Tsubasa is optimistic.
伊吹くんとの二人だけの秘密ってやつが。そうなんだ。
Oh, really? We do?
あ、ひどいなその反応。
Oh, you're a meanie.
僕の手を優しく握って甘い言葉をささやいてくれたじゃないか。
Well, I guess that's one way to put it. So we certainly held hands. And as for sweet nothings, I think maybe a bit of an embellishment. But if she saw it as that, maybe it would be rude of me to say otherwise. I might just need to keep my mouth shut. I'm sure that's what is best. And in the end, I decide to do just that.
いや、待って。それって体を共有してた頃の話でしょ。手を握られたのも私の体のはず。だったら聞く権利があると思うんだけど。
So since that was with my body, I have a right to know what happened.
私の体で変なこととかしてないでしょうね。さあ、どうだろう。
Maybe. Kira-san responds to her provocatively. But Iraki-san frowns and stands firm. Her disapproving gaze switches between the both of us.
何か変なことしたんだ。
No, definitely not. At least not what you are imagining, so nothing of the sort.
さてと、そろそろ出発しない？このままじゃ起きた意味もないしさ。
Yeah, well, we could talk about this while we look at flowers.
そうそう。ほら、行こう。
So let's go then. Kyo-san pulls on my arm. Well, no need to pull. I can walk.
ちょっと待って。
Hey, wait for
私も
me.
行くってば。
Okay, so Iraki-san quickly runs after us.
置いて行かないでよ。
She walks next to me, her mouth setting into a sharp frown. And I'm sandwiched between the two of them. Well, we're not going to leave you, so we're giving you a chance to catch up. But today's the day we are watching the flowers together, and that means the three of us. So the Cherry Blossom Festival.
本当に3人で花見ができるなんて思ってなかった。僕も想像くらいはしてたけど、まさか実現するなんて。ありがとう、伊吹くん。僕がこうして桜を見られるのは伊吹くんのおかげだ。本当にありがとう。
So thank you. And it's kind of embarrassing when you keep thanking me for all that.
何？ご不満？
Come on, so it's already embarrassing, so don't complain. Well, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I am really happy, actually.
ならいい。
Okay, that's good. And I'm happy we are all here together. Yep. I walk alongside the two of them, and the blue mantle of the sky spreads before us, and the sun shines its warm light. And around us, a blizzard of petals dance around us. Ooh, so what a beautiful sight. I could tell from the pictures, of course. But actually being here is a whole different experience. So I can see it and smell it and touch it. Nothing beats seeing it with our own two eyes, especially true. And spring is truly in the air. I'm so glad I'm not in that room anymore. So the prison dorm room from the beginning. Well, actually, I should rephrase that. So leaving the room is not what makes me happy. The most important part was that I met these two girls.
そういう親しい人が欲しかったんだ。きっと。
So I think I understand what she was talking about now. And what matters is where you decide to be, and it's something you find outside of yourself. It can be anyone, heck, it doesn't even have to be a person. As long as you find something or someone to devote yourself to. And that's what matters in life, I feel. And so I'm not the only person I care for, but two. So I'm an incredibly blessed person.
本当に綺麗だね。青空の下で見るのもなんだか新鮮。夜桜は夜桜で風情があるけど、そういえば僕は夜桜って見たことないかも。
So wanna come back sometime at night?
そうだね。そうしよう。
Sure.
来週にはきっと散っちゃうだろうから。別に今年だけじゃないし。
So there are many years that we can do this. So maybe next year we can see this at night.
散っちゃうのは残念だけど、でもまた来年に見に来ればいい。
There you go.
そっか、その通りだね。
So let's come back together next year. And the wind blows on our faces, and the pink petals flutter about above us. It's not a cold, prickling wind like the one that greeted me when I first arrived in this town, but one that's very warm and comfortable. No greater proof than winter, so it's petering out, giving way to spring.
はあ、なんだか僕お腹空いてきちゃった。なんか食べる？歩きながらの方がいいかな。
So are there any good food places around here?
ここをまっすぐ行ったところに美味しいパン屋さんがあるよ。
Yes.
サンドイッチなんかも美味しいよ。うん、いいんじゃない？そこで。
Okay, let's go there. And the two girls walk ahead. The one whose smile is always the brightest when food comes up. Her beautiful real hair flutters in the wind, and the other whose peevish attitude hides her big heart. And still, she's the same girl I know, and the sunlight has gotten her smiling more, I've noticed. And at one point in time, they each had no one, and then they meshed and become one and met me soon after.
ねえ、そのパン屋さんのおすすめは？焼きそばパンかな。炭水化物×炭水化物。カロリーの塊だ。
So even though you have your own body, you should keep your carbs under control.
たまにはそういう日があってもいいんじゃない？そっか。もう知らない間にカロリーが摂取されることもないのか。
Okay.
それに関しては申し訳ない。
So sorry about that.
冗談だってば。おや、そうでもないか。とにかく今さら怒ってるわけじゃない。
And the road ahead of us won't be easy. Our life won't be all roses and petals. But whatever the future has in store, we'll keep going, our heads held high. All we have to do is remember what really matters in life.
伊吹くんどうかした？早く行こうよ。
But let's go. Yes. And a cherry blossom continues to fall upon this lovely spring afternoon. So life is good. And we'll do everything to make sure this happiness lasts forever. The three of us together, smiles on our faces, we walk forward.
Parquet.
Okay, so I'm back on the title screen. So that was the end of the main story, and I know that I'm well past 1 hour, so 1 hour and 10 minutes. And it's because if I did episode 21, that episode would have been short. So the epilogue was not that long. So now that I've done the main story, I get this new option called After Story. And before I click that, I'm gonna give a small review about what I think of Parquet. So, I actually like the story. It was quite in-depth and thoughtful. And given that there's not much romance compared to the main Ubisoft titles like Cerebanka, Seven the Witch, and such. So in this title, we learn a lot about the story and the different parts that make up the story. It's like BMI and what it does and how it works. And also, we learn about how these girls had pretty poor lives before. So for Rino, she had abusive parents who died early, and for Tsubasa, she was born in a weak body and was about to die, but luckily got grafted. So for Rino, when she accepted the experiment, so having another person graft onto her, it at first was like a curse. So pretty much Rino loses her freedom and can only be up at night. But in reality, it was a blessing in disguise. So Rino has someone to talk to, like a friend, even though she can't see her in person. And for Tsubasa, same goes. And we see that Kanato, so even though his original wish was to experience the world, he ends up solving a major problem. So finding some way to make both Rino and Tsubasa happy. So now that Tsubasa has her own body, she's able to see Rino and vice versa, and pretty much they are now like family. And more importantly, they have company. So I'm sure both Rino and Tsubasa are very happy for meeting Kanato in the first place. So anyways, I'm going to click on After, and I'm going to stop right at the selection. So for After Story, you get 2 routes. So as always, they are not early risers. And Kino-san has her body back now. And Ibaraki-san can now be awake during daytime. Okay. And it's become somewhat of a custom for me to go up and wake them in the mornings. And here you go. So, wake up, rise and shine. Again, they're all tangled together. And how does Ibaraki-san sleep with Kino-san coiling around her like that? Well, she looks like a little uncomfortable, actually. But for Kiro-san, so it's good. She's blissfully rubbing her cheeks against Iraki-san's. So must be the nice smell setting her off. And maybe she's dreaming of food again. So sorry to disturb you, but it's time to get up. Okay, and this is where the option comes. So wake up Iraki-san, Rino, or Kiro-san, Tsubasa. So I'll play this in separate videos. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.